Hi and welcome. I am Jo from Jo's Paradise of Colour. In tonight's, no, in today's short live, this is a little tester to see if my new setup all works perfectly. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. But today I'm going to do just a little something while I'm on here. If you can let me know how I go and if you can hear everything on your end, if the picture's good. And this is just to get ready for tonight. Hopefully I can do a spinning tutorial or do a little bit on the sea life and slow stitching that I've been doing, or start something new. So yeah, let's change the screen and let's get into it. So I was thinking I'll make some more of these up if anyone's interested. I've got a few new threads that I need to make floss bobbins for, bobbin holders. And I thought it'd be a little useful little tip if anyone didn't know how to make them. But I've found some old business cards of mine from a few years ago before I updated all my information, and I thought they would make some good ones. So these are pretty thick. So I've already made a couple, and I think they would be pretty good, strong enough and not warp. So I'm really nervous. Hi Patty. It's about 2:48 here in the afternoon. Thank you. I am so nervous because this is the first live that I've done by myself. Okay, so I'm going to use one of these as stencil. This is one that I got with the pack, which came with a floss winder. So, I'm going to take that out and actually use it now that I'm starting to do all the slow stitching and stuff like that. I don't have a lot. I pinched a few from Mum when I was down her way, but I don't know what it's called. Like there's no names on it, but Mum said she got these from Temu, and they're quite soft, and shiny and quite pretty. So I might have to go and have a look. Apparently you can get like packs of 100 or something on Temu. But I did steal some other ones from her. Steal some other ones from her, which she uses my hand-dyed merino in sock yarn as well for her floss. So I grabbed a couple. You can pretty much use anything. I also got some silk, gloss silk. I find it a lot easier to use than the 4-ply merino. I think you just need a bigger needle for these ones. You can't really separate the strands on the merino because it goes all funny, like crinkly. But the silk, you can separate the strands, make it as thick as you want, and it's quite straight and looks really, really pretty once you use it. Thank you. I'm a little slow at reading comments, but I do apologise. It's quite small writing. I think they're quite pretty. I'm going to definitely need to get some more colours. So I'm going to just stencil onto the business card. I'm a bit shaky. I would prefer to get a pencil, I think, because the pen seems to run a little. If you don't have to buy this stuff, makes it a hell of a lot easier on the wallet. So I could probably make 2 out of this. I'm all about saving a penny. So I might not have all the right tools when I'm gonna be making stuff for these lives. I just make do with what I've got. See, it sort of runs. Maybe a little closer. Okay. Maybe that, if it works. Is that better? It's not too bright now. Sorry, I keep staring at the TV over in the corner because it's telling me what I'm doing. Oh, I'm so shaky. Like, my lines are terrible. I'm gonna get this pen all over the place. Like so. And then put a hole in it. Oh, that's a bit high. Doesn't matter, does it? And then oh, it's just to save money. Can't afford a lot of things. So I'm presuming you do it like this. Presuming. Where's my thingy? Just you wait. I'm going to stuff this up on camera. Can't even get it in there. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. No. Okay, that one sucks. Throw it away. We learn things. The hole was way too far to the middle. Needs to be closer to the outside. What did I do with that? Hand-eye coordination. So this, I'm looking at doing live every Wednesday for myself, sharing different things that I haven't tried before. So this is a bit of vulnerability for me. So you can all see that I'm not good at everything. Like, I'm trying to figure this out. So this may take a while, and I may get a bit bored with it and move on to the next thing. Oh, can you see that? Sorry. If I had that like off screen. Yeah, see, I normally just, like with my yarns and stuff, I just roll it up into a ball and then wrap it around that itself and stuff like that, but gets a bit chunky, and I thought, well, I better, I might as well try and make some of these up so I can fit them into a box, all nice with all the different colors and easy to use. But this is not as easy as it looks. But it's working. Maybe once I do a couple it gets a bit easier. Oh, until you get a knot. That's a big one. Oh no. Where is it? Oh my god. Normally I'm good at getting knots out. This one's like triple. Oh. What's this? No. Yeah, I got a few. I use them for my beads. But you can get them from Bunnings. I've seen them for $5. The boxes. Cheaper than going through a bead shop or what's it called? Spotlight. Yeah, I'm almost done in one. Oh no, another knot. I thought I'd try this out anyway. Like, because I hadn't done it before. But yes, I do agree. This is time consuming and too bloody long for me to do. Time consuming. Whoops. Throw it away. Is there an easier way? But there it is. One down. I thought I'd try, and I think it might just be easier paying a couple dollars to get the stuff already pre-made. But that's an option for anyone that doesn't have money and may have a bunch of business cards laying around that you don't need anymore. But definitely find something better than that to use. So I don't think I'm going to do any more of them. Now. Something little to watch. I'm very new to doing the embroidery. I only just started that up with Mum when I went to visit her. I used to do it when I was about 17. About 17 years old was the last time I did embroidery. But do you have any suggestions that what you'd like me to do for these adventure, kind of textile adventure ones live? But I thought I might do a little bit on this embroidery piece that I'm doing with Mum, which we do our lives on Fridays at about 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It's a sea creature one that Artie Fighty Annie's been doing. And I got home and I've been finding some pretty things that I can use with it. But I'm working on a tortoise or a turtle. A sea turtle one. So I found, I don't know if I could use this, but I don't know how I would use it. Maybe some coral or something. But I made this years ago from some of my luxury spun yarn. The little pin loom squares, and I thought it gives a little nice texture. So I wasn't sure if I could go over the top of that and fill in. Nah, I don't know. Or use it for a fish or a jellyfish or some coral. I don't know. I'm so new to this. I don't know how it would work. Maybe I scrunch it up This is my vulnerability, because I am a spinner. I do a lot of tutorials on how to spin art yarns, and I've always wanted to get into the textile arts, and people have asked for me to show what you can do with my art yarns. So I'm just trying to work out things I could purchase so I can make beautiful textured things. So I'm thinking maybe the felting tools, like the needle felts and stuff, would be cool. This is just some leftover thick and thin slubby stuff that I've auto wrapped. I'm not doing cross stitch, but I could get into that. I haven't done that in a very long time, since I was a teenager, so maybe. I would like to do long projects for these, live videos for the textile journey. It's pretty much any crafts that I would like to start that I haven't ever had any time to start, and just share the journey as I go. But I was thinking long projects, so I've got a lot to share, and lots of episodes per project, so it goes longer in the channel. And then, yeah, so I'll probably do some book making as well. Scrapbook making, I did make one when I was away at Mum's for my hand dyeing for my yarns, the Sock Yarn Club and fibre, for later on sales and stuff for my colorways. So I wanted a book so I could jot down all my recipes without having to remember off my head, or try and find it on the phone. So I've got to probably do a little bit more adding to that as well. I can't get that in the hole for some reason. My hand-eye coordination is terrible. Thank you. I had to catch up with what you've said, but I think I got there. I never have any trouble with threading. It's just today I've got a bit of a headache. Yeah, hand-eye coordination's terrible. I have slowed down with the shakes now, so it's good. I've finally gotten into it. And it helps having someone join, so thank you so very much for joining me. So I am still very new to terms, to what the terms of techniques are for slow stitch. I hope I didn't stuff that up. That's a bit short. Maybe I can find a different spot for it. But I am just couching, if that's how you say it. So I found some hand spun silk that I did a long time ago for an order, and I'm going to copy the pattern of the turtle on the pattern of the actual fabric with the silk. So I hope that looks cool. Decided not to do the normal pattern of a turtle, just to make it look a little bit more arty. Oops, sorry. Thank you. I don't know how long I'm going to go with this one. Probably an hour, maybe. We'll see. Oh, it's fraying on the end. Try and... that doesn't even match. That's like not even reaching it. Maybe I can... tighten it up a little bit. Can you see that, or am I off screen? I think this piece of silk is a little bit too long. I was also looking at doing some Nuno felting. I'd like to start making my own fabrics with my art yarns and my fibre, and then start making them into book covers and whatever else you make with the fibre fabrics. I'm sure as I go I'm going to learn some new things and skills and discover a lot of new things that I never knew about. before. And then I thought the needle felting, I could incorporate that in mixed media. I don't think I made this one long enough for that row. But we can see. This is tedious. Mum goes, that's slow stitch. It's supposed to be tedious because it's slow stitch. I think I get a little impatient. But it looks pretty cool. And I think it's going to look really cool once it's finished. Well, maybe I can tuck that underneath there. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. No, that's not going to do it. Like little trees, little branches. Ah, caught on it. I've been going through my cupboard full of fabric and saying, oh, I could use this for that, and things I've been stashing for years and not even looking in the cupboard and totally forgotten about. Mum's awakened something in me. Sparked an interest in many different things. I think I'll probably do another live later, either probably tonight. I have a spinning tutorial I want to share, so if anyone wants to catch a live spinning tutorial, I'll be doing that around 5ish, maybe later, depending on how everything this afternoon goes. I may, because it's only in 2 hours, about an hour and a half. I might do it maybe later, around 7:30, 8 o'clock. depends on how my head feels. Like I've got a bit of a migraine at the moment, but it's going to be a bulky yarn, a bulky slubby yarn with auto wrap and fabric beehives. I'm going to make it in white, black and a galaxy silk colour. So I think it's going to be very beautiful once it's finished being made. And if you do want to join the tutorial, you can also join in during the tutorial and ask questions if you need help with specific things. If say you're trying to form your beehives and they're not quite working for you, you can ask the questions, and I can try and give you a little extra help to understand how to do it. Probably show you more on screen. I'm not quite sure how that's gonna go with live, because a lot of my yarns take much longer than an hour and a half, but the more chunky jumbo kind of yarns take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to complete. So I should be able to do the completion of that yarn on live. So that'd be interesting if I can pull it off. I don't know if you can see, I'm like paying attention. You can see what I'm doing. I do apologize if I've pulled my hand away way too often. I've sort of got to lean into the table. So it's almost looking like a tree or a coral on the back of this turtle. I also think I need to get some embroidery books, so I can learn some new techniques. Hand-eye coordination. And tie a knot. Hi Amy, how are you going? Thank you very much. Yes, I got a new program, and I got a brand new camera, so I hope it is good quality and not grainy or anything like that. What time is it there, Annie? Where you are? I'm just doing a little bit of couching on this turtle's back, following the pattern that's on the actual fabric. I thought that would look cool. I'm just trying to work out the length of this piece of silk that I need for this next section. Oh, did I? Yes, it's just not big enough. The knot's not big enough. Where are you from? Oh God, is there like a hole or something? Keeps going straight through. Nice. Well, thank you. That is lovely to know that you enjoy my channel. Um, is there anything specific that you would like me to share on these lives? I was thinking that I'm going to be sharing my vulnerability of learning new skills um, and exploring the world of textile with everyone that's interested in joining me. journey. So I'm looking for different things I could probably try out and have large projects, like so each season or each project goes for a decent amount of time, so I've got lots of content to share. This under the water theme is something that I've been doing with my mum. It's just, I did a little bit of the making of the floss winders at the start of this, and soon realised that it's a lot more tedious than I thought, and I come to the conclusion that I'm going to actually buy the things instead of make them. But I thought I'd share how to make one if you were needing a whole bunch of them and didn't have the money to be able to buy them. So that was just a quick little thing that I did at the start. No, I haven't been to America. I've not been outside of Australia before. I'm kind of a homebody. I'm sorry if you can't see that. I always do that. Always leaning to my right. Oh, come on. The only problem with slow stitch, it is slow. Like, I get a little bit impatient. Oh yeah. Best thing about knowing how to spin your own yarn, you don't spend as much money. However, once you start um, once you start learning about all the embellishments that you can put into your yarn, you can spend a bit of money. Also, the material, like the equipment, is not cheap, but there are ways around having to spend a lot of money. You can make your own equipment too, to save on a bit of money, you could go to the $2 shop, you know, the second-hand shops and stuff, and see if you can get some bargains in your threads and stuff, which is what I do. I go to the op shops for my threads, or try and get the best deal wherever I can find it. The most expensive thing you're going to probably spend on spinning is your fiber, like your base products and stuff. Fiber can get very expensive depending on where you buy. Here in Australia, it's getting really, really pricey. There isn't a lot of mills still up and running, and there's not a lot of sheep breeders left here in Australia. So getting stuff is starting to get a little bit tricky. But if you can find a good supplier, you're set. As long as they don't go under with this inflation issue that everyone else is going through at the moment. To me, spending $18 on 100 grams of fiber is still pretty expensive, especially when I'm selling my yarns at the end of the day. I want to try and make as much as I can, but you really can't. You can't really make much money selling yarns, because you can't charge per the hour. You can only charge a spinning fee, which is a lump sum at the end of your product ingredient costs. They look pretty cool so far. Oh no, my thread fell out. I don't think I'm ever going to be finished this. All I know is my thumbs hurt. It's a lot of work. But I have not pinpricked myself yet today, and that is going to jinx me now, and I probably will end up doing it now. It is very bright. I love it. I love the brightness. And I just happen to have exact same colour in the silk, which is pretty cool. And I only found the silk when I got home, so I chose the fabric at Mum's. So it's pretty cool. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do this that I did on the outside of the inside of the shell here. I probably will, but it takes a long time to do. And my thumbs really hate me every time I do this, because I did this here for the coral on the border of the book cover as well, and I got this far and then I gave up because it's a lot of work and it hurts, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do all of it. It would look really cool if I did it all, but that's a lot of pain on my thumbs, so I don't know now. It's like that coral that you see the seahorses hanging off. I think the only thing that I've ever finished with art is making yarn. I have a lot of projects that I have never finished in this room, like some more slow stitch patterns that I did when I was 17 and never got around to actually stitching them. I thought maybe I can go rummaging through the cupboard and see if I could find them and bring them out for one of these live videos and start working on that. Be interesting what I've got in the cupboard. I don't know if I keep just staying with probably with the silk, or I change it to a different colour. It's like making little branches, little tiny branches of a tree. As of for dyeing, I buy the yarn on a cone from the mills. So I buy the 4-ply or 8-ply yarn on the cone in a nylon merino mix, or I prefer to dye 18 to 21 micron merino, or another fiber that I love using is cashmere silk. It's a very, I don't know if you can see it, if it's too bright, but it's a very silky fiber. It's got more, it's like almost, it's probably about a 60-40 mix of merino and silk. And the merino is around a 17 to 18 micron. So this is very, very soft, but it is the best fiber that I have ever dyed with. So I've got a few dyeing videos on my channel if you want to go and have a look at them. I buy the landscape dyes from Craft Colors. They're roughly about probably about $11 for a 50 gram tub. It is in a powder form, and then I add vinegar. So I do, some of my earlier on videos will show you how much of each of the dye and the vinegar that I like to add, to how much water and stuff like that. But I've perfected my dyeing techniques to eliminate felting. So I think if you have trouble with felting fiber when you're dyeing, I would recommend looking for a superwash merino that doesn't, it's good to start with till you get used to how much of the dyes and stuff that you may need for your fiber. But it doesn't felt, and it's good for beginners to learn how to dye. However, if you want a fiber that saturates well, with even tone of dye with no white, I would stay away from superwash, and I would go a 21 micron merino. If you can't get your hands on merino, try another type of wool, soft, low micron wool, or semi-low micron wool. The lower the microns, the softer your yarn and your fiber is going to be. I love to have the option to dye what I need, instead of purchasing it pre-dyed. However, if I do see a really pretty pre-dyed, I'm going to buy it if I have the funds. But if you don't have a lot of money, it is a lot cheaper for you to buy the products that you need and then dye it up yourself. So the type, for example, the type of pre-dyes that I like to purchase are one with multiple colours that have been commercially carded into tops with multiple colours. I refuse to purchase solid fibre with, you know, solid colours, because I can dye that up myself. But you can get a lot of really pretty fibre with the multiple colours in them for cheaper. Like, you can get them cheaper than say the supplier has dyed it up themselves. So anything that's been commercial produced is going to be cheaper than if you were to buy something that was dyed by a human. So I also refuse to dye silk. It goes all crunchy and horrible for me, so I will buy that pre-dyed. So there are tricks and tips to saving a bit of money and doing things yourself as well. So if I can find what I'm talking about. So I will buy the pre-dyed stuff from the suppliers when it comes to silk, because they just seem to get the colours perfect. It's not crunchy, the fiber's still soft. For some reason in my processing, silk always gets crunchy and doesn't dye well. So I learnt that a long time ago, and I think I've saved a lot of fibre just buying it pre-done, instead of trying to figure out how to do it myself. Oh gosh. I can talk for ages on fibre and yarn and spinning and all that, but I'm still very new to the slow stitch and terms and what I'm actually doing, and learning. Sorry, I'm reading the screen when I stop and I look to the right or left on this. I do want to get into natural dyeing and start sharing some of that. I bought a few books a couple years ago. See, with me, I sort of buy things that I want to do and then never get around to it. So I've got a few crafty things laying around that I would like to also get into in this channel. These Wednesday live streams. But yeah, I would like to try out some of the natural dyes with the flowers and the bark and rust and onions and tea leaves and all sorts of things, and see what I can create. So I don't know if I could do something like that for a soft yarn club, doing all natural dyes for 12 months. Because I've got to sort of get used to what colour all these things produce. So I thought that's why I wanted to do that the dyeing journal that I made, so I can document all of the colours that different natural materials produce. So I can work out if I could do colourways with it for Soft Yarn Club 1 year. I would presume that doing natural dyes would be a little bit more time consuming. I've gone off the print. Gone on my own little direction. I was thinking, why does this thread seem a bit longer than it should be? That's because I've gone in a completely different direction, following a different line. I was going to do another live tonight, because this was supposed to be a tester. However, I don't know. So I was going to try and share a spinning tutorial on some art yarn that I've been wanting to share for ages. But I don't know how doing that live would work. You kind of need to find the right chemical or fastening agent to go with the product that you're using for dyeing. Because everything uses different stuff. Otherwise, if you don't use anything with it to help fasten the dye, it's going to fade, or it's just not going to set. and some elements require cold water to set it, others hot water, and some others are just it's all really got to read up on it to see what works, and what you're going to need, so you can fasten that dye so it doesn't fade and so forth. You can get all that information on Craft Colors online. I found this very pretty. This is my scatterbrain starting to kick in, because it's tedious doing it just with silk and one colour and stuff like that. Could I go around the outside of the turtle? This is cotton, I think. Cotton sparkle. Maybe the inside of the... Yes, I'm very scatterbrained. Can't focus on one thing for too long. And I get bored. So slow stitch is going to be interesting. Exotic fibre would be white bison. That stuff is one of my favourites. No, actually, I have spun with, the vampire deer fur. That's pretty thin, very fine and short fibre. So you got to sort of like put that with other thicker stuff, but I've spun with that too. I love bison. Bison is so soft. But the vampire deer fibre is very expensive. I think I paid $50 for 50 grams. Very, very expensive. But the only thing is you can't sell it because it's too expensive and no one wants to spend that much. I think one strand. So what if I go around the pink dots? I'm going, don't know what to do. Oh, white bison. I'm pretty sure it's called something else. Can't think off the top of my head. White bison. Quivet. Is that how you say it? I'm pretty sure it's quivet, not white bison. But bison is very nice. One of my favorites, but very expensive. It's a luxury. Can't buy it all that often. Maybe once a year or once every 2 years. I think I spend around 26 to 28 bucks for 50 grams. Oh, way! I keep losing the thread. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. It's too tedious. I don't know. I might give the turtle a break for a bit. Do a little bit more on that later. uh, Orange thread around the spots. Yeah. I've got some nice pink too. Still don't know if I'm going to do something else for the outside of the turtle. Not sure. Maybe I could couch around the outside. Couching is quite easy and quick. So I pinched some of this from Mum. Thought that would be really cool for seaweed, like along the sand. Where did I do that? I might do that. I might do some coral stuff. I need to sort of have something a little bit more further on to show on Friday. I'm a bit slow, and I know Mum keeps saying, but that's slow stitch. It's supposed to be slow. but I like to get somewhere a little bit further. I'm going to use probably something that's close to that colour. Maybe that one. I'm going on 94 minutes. So I think I will stop at 5. I don't know. I think with this new program I can go as long as I want. But maybe 4:30. So I'll give it another ish. What's that? Started at 2:30. Oh, what did I do that for? I think I stuffed up. I just took it off. Uh-oh. Now I'm going to get knots. Not even thinking straight. I don't think I can get that back on there. Make a pre-home jobby one. Sorry, I need to read it again. Sorry, I read slow. What am I doing? There we go. Oh, sorry, I just got down to where at the bottom. No, it's okay. I didn't read anything or take offense to anything that you said. I prefer people to be honest and, open. It's just the text is so small, I've got to try and see what's being said. What am I caught on? That went through there. Hey, not paying attention. How did that happen? I went through something. Because I'm impatient. Where's my little scissors at? Thank you for coming and joining me and chatting and asking questions. It really does help with staying focused. For longer. So I find I've got to do like 3 or 4 things at the same time. I'm all tangled up. Where is it? Hiding in here. There it is. These things, as much as it looks cool, keep getting in the road. What is going on here? Get back up there. What? Maybe if I do it upside down, it won't be too much of a pain for me. I'm just gonna stitch over the top. Don't know what's called. Basic stitch. Oh no. Come on. Come on. I was very nervous at the start. My hands were shaking and I had to take deep breaths starting the stream and yeah, where did my pliers go? Where? Where? There they are. It's taken me 4 years to get comfortable enough to try doing live stream. Because I wasn't confident at all. Like, because I've got dyslexia as well, so reading off the screen takes me a little bit longer, and I just get a bit nervous. But when everyone's so nice and encouraging, it really does help. And my mum's been helping me get over the nerve, even though she's pretty much the same. She's very nervous with these lives, but once you start talking with friends and everyone's got the common interest and everyone's asking questions, it really does make it a lot easier. I think it took a good 30 minutes to get rid of the nerves in this one. Do you think I should leave these freely floppy or tie them down in sections? The seaweed. So it looks like with this new program that I've got that I could pretty much stream as long as I want, because it's a free streaming platform software. It's not the StreamYard that I use with Mum, so there's no restrictions on what I can do with this one. It's just I don't think I can have more than one person monitor on this one, I don't think. I haven't really looked into that side of it. I don't know if I go over that again. Or if that is pretty well sewed down. I might do the next live tomorrow. So I try and do 3 a week, maybe 2 or 3 a week. That way I'm not overdoing it, and everyone's got time to watch each one, and I can have time to prep for the next. But that looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. maybe the ones around the border. I think I might have to cut that though, because this is a book cover, so that's probably going to be around the inside of the book. So if I cut those off, I might have to do a little sewing on the insides. Just so that doesn't fray. That's near the border. Maybe sew down. Where did I put my needle? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, there it is. Almost lost it. Hello, Crafty Saurus. Yeah, I was just about to turn this off in a minute, but because I need to go to the toilet. However, I might just put yours on my Be Right Back screen for a quick little second, and then I'll be back. Because with the new program I can film for as long as I want, which is fantastic. So I'm just going to quickly do that, go do what I need, and I'll come back. Go get yourselves a coffee while you're waiting. wrong one. Hello, I'm back. Alright, I'm just going to be fastening these down, or some of these down. Did you like my little be right back scene? Ah, went straight through. So when I muted that, did you hear anything outside this room? What's a Boston bun? Awesome. I'm just going to fasten these ones closer to the border. So when I go to fix it to my cardboard, or whatever I'm going to fix it to, they don't get in the road. But I'm not hand-eye, I don't have hand-eye coordination very well. Maybe I've got to do this upside down so they don't move all over the place. How long is a good live video? Go for. Oh, get stuck in there. Why? Why? Because that's why. Getting caught on each other. 2 hours. I think with this program I can go for as long as I want, but with the one that I use with Mum, it only allows up to 1 hour and 30 minutes a day. But this one here is free, so I've got all the perks that I want to use. And I can go live multiple times a day. And it's completely free. So I just don't know if I'm going to be able to add Mum to it so she can join me in this one. So we're just going to have to continue to use StreamYard when I do streams with her. It's just we're limited. We're limited on what we can use and how long we can do our streams for with that. I don't know if I continue to do that, like, I might do a little extra down the further along. I'm very scatterbrained, so I sort of get bored easy doing the same thing over again. Like, but then saying that, I can zone completely out doing the spinning. Meditation. I apologise if you've asked questions. See, I'm not a fan of cooked fruit in bread. However, I do really like those anything with raspberry. I like the or boysenberry. I do really like raspberry or boysenberry. There's a similar one, but it's a scroll, and it's got raspberry in the scroll bit, and then it's got really yummy icing on top, and that's my favorite at the moment. But it's so naughty, so naughty. I really want to do the Nuno felting with my fibre and my art yarns. It's a wet felt. I've seen so many beautiful things being made with that technique. It's just something about it just draws me in. So I'm hoping to do some with one of these lives, but I don't know how I would go about it, because I've got so much electronics on this table. I don't know how I would go keeping everything dry. So I might have to do one in an actual video and just work on the piece after it's dried, and then go and do something with that. Maybe hand sewing, or making bags or something out of it. But yeah, there's a few things that I would like to try. I can't think off the top of my head right now. What one was I using? I thought I had extra. Nuno felting. I've also been watching the needle felting a bit today. You can make some really pretty stuff, like pretty amazing stuff with needle and fiber. I also really like watching those, the ladies make the textile collages with fiber, yarn, fabric, thread, doing the slow stitch on the thread. Also like how they do the embroidery on fabric, jackets and things. Mum's made some and they're absolutely beautiful. Really, really pretty. I think I just need a little bit more patience to be able to pull that stuff off. A lot more knowledge, because I'm very new at it. I only know your basic stuff, but yeah, I think with time it could be interesting, and you'll be able to follow me and watch me develop in the skill and see where we can expand and stuff. Mum's a good source of inspiration. She does so much really pretty stuff. She is very good with her hands when it comes to craft. Very, very talented. Oh, come on. I don't know which ones I've done. If I overlap, maybe overlap some. like so. That's a fair few to go. Oh, I also want to learn how to do tapestry weaving with chunky fiber. But being a spinner, I kind of think it's a little waste of money. No, I don't know, because I'm very I'm a bit of a hoarder, or I don't really sell my fiber, so I don't know, using so much in a wall hanging, I don't know if it would irk me, if I could do it, because that's a lot of fiber I could spin and then sell, you know. Sort of like, I keep saying, oh, how much could I make off that if I spun it, you know, compared to making it into one wall hanging. You know, I'm just a little. It's just, I don't know. I love the look of them. I just don't know if I could sacrifice that much fiber for one piece. Annie, I would have to find their YouTube channels and then put them in the comments or in the description for you, because with the with my dyslexia, I find it hard to remember names of people. Um, but I can go through my subscriptions and add their links in the comments or in the description for you. There's a couple really good ones, as well as the textile fiber artists that I watch. It's all tangled up. Alright, Annie, thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed yourself and learned some things. And have a playback tomorrow. I did share a few extra things at the start. Night night. I think I'm just going to go to the end of this and then probably finish up. For today. So you can stay until the end if you like. This might take me a little while. And then I was thinking of having another one roughly around the same time tomorrow, doing a spinning video, a spinning tutorial. If you'd like to learn how to do some art yarn. I will put the stuff that you'll need for it in the community section, in the community post, if you want to join in the tutorial and actually make it yourself. So I will probably start that one up around maybe, I don't know, 4-ish Australian Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon, same time that you would have joined us crafty. And then yeah, might overlap some of those. That one, put that one there. And then on Friday, same time as we normally do with Mum, it will be probably around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which is roughly what we have been doing. I think that's a better time for everyone to join. And after Mum's finished doing all her other stuff, and then we will do more on this. So we'll be doing more on this until it's finished, and then we'll start a new project. What did I do here? It's almost like I cut it in half. I don't know if I like that. I'm getting close to the border, so I'm going to have to cut some of those off. Maybe. Not that one. What happened? Getting caught up. I've been going for 2 hours. Sorry, I'm not even in the screen. Apologise for that. Just trying to secure some of these. seaweed. And then the turtle will be probably over the top of it. I might chop that one off. Chop that one off. I think that's pretty cool. And then the turtle, once it's all cut out and finished, we'll go over the top of that. Maybe have some of that, like over the top of it. So it's swimming through the seaweed. I think that'll look cool. Now that'd be yummy. Dumplings. I need to work out what I'm cooking tonight for dinner. Had tortillas and salad yesterday, and some chicken and some pork with it. That was yummy. So tonight, I don't know, I'll probably just do like a southern style chicken wings or something. Chicken bits and some steamed veggie or something. I think that would be yummy. And then I don't know if I could use some of my art yarns for seaweed. Don't know. Because these are like this, right? So I could probably, I don't know if it's the right colour. We'll have some going up here. Like through the back of or the front, maybe the front, because it's got sandy colour. I could do a couple strands of that or something, maybe. So I don't know how much is too much. with this slow stitch stuff is more better than less. I don't know. Which part is it? The in the yarn or in... Oh, I've also got some of this leftover stuff. That wasn't a ball. It was... You know, it's sort of knotted. This is like over twisted art yarn that I've spun that's gone, oh no, that turned out terrible, and then discarded to be used in something else. Maybe some of this blue and... Oh, it's not blue. It's aqua. Then it's turquoise. And then green. This one. So I think I'd have to do more, like cut it off and add more of the thicker bits. Kind of like... Should I add it over the top or underneath? Thank you. The tortoise has taken forever. I sort of got a little bit bored because it's tedious, but it's starting to look pretty cool. And then I'm not sure how I'm going to finish the outside of the turtle. And this bit, it's fraying, so I might have to secure that as well. Maybe I could do... Maybe losing it. Probably not that. I have purple ribbon somewhere. I found it today and now I can't find it. There it is. But I don't know. I think that's the wrong color. No. be going over the... This technique takes forever. But it's pretty cool. I like it. I used it here. Makes it pop like it's 3D, but it pops. However, it takes a long time and really does hurt the fingers. What if I use some of that to couch around the outside? And then double it up or something. Fill it in. No. I've got some recycled sari silk. I don't know. I don't know. But I think I'll leave that until Mum is with me on Friday. And then continue. So I think I've done a fair amount for this video. And I'll work out something to do for this bottom piece and the outside of this turtle. And I'll probably work on the turtle more when Mum is with me, because I don't think I'm going to have a lot of time in between now and then. Now and Friday. I would like to do the coral on Friday. Start working on the coral. Hopefully have the turtle finished, but you don't really get that much done with slow stitch in an hour and a half. Maybe if I didn't get distracted and go off and do other things, maybe I'd get more stuff done. So I think I'll go now. Thank you so very much for joining me tonight, Crafty. It's been fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoyed the chat. And if you want, you can go back and watch the start. I did do some floss bobbin making, and I did really struggle with winding some floss onto that, but it was a little bit of something different just to get through the nerves. And then I just got into doing this and stuff. Have a lovely evening and enjoy your dumplings. Bye for now.